detachment. And Astavakra is saying, Astavakra is again, delivering his teachings to Janak. Is the ninth chapter. Astavakra Uvacha. Astavakra is saying, Krita krite cha dandvani kada shantani kasyava evam gyatva nirvedad bhava tyaga para abrati. Now he's telling us, or he's telling, Janak, how to lead your life. Like, we cannot stay in meditation forever. We cannot stay in samadhi forever. We need to work. We need to go to the external world. Now, when we go to the external world, then there is every possibility that we get attached to the objects in the external world, the people, the feelings, the emotions, the events, the places, the objects, the matter. Everything is waiting for you. Everything is waiting for you in the external world. You just step into the external world, and everything, they will all attract you. Mana shashtani indriyani prakritistani karshati. This nature is always attracting you through your senses and your mind. The mind also is a sense. So we don't have five senses, we have six senses. The mind also is a sense organ. So the prakriti, the external world, it is always attracting you. And you just step out of your meditation, your spiritual comfort zone, and you step into that world, and you find yourself lost. Now, how can we compensate? How can we compensate? How can we be in the external world and not become completely attached to anything? How can we do everything that we need to do in the external world but remain unattached in such a way that we remain connected to our divine soul, our absolute soul? How it is possible? So it says detachment is the way. You need to practice detachment, and that is why Astavakra has been saying this for the very beginning, and now he has dedicated a complete chapter on detachment. So he says, Krita krite cha dandani kada shantani kasyava. Now, when when you are left with your mind, when you are left alone with your mind, you see that these are the things, or these are the notions which comes to your mind the most, and these are the notions by which you just sneak into the external world unconsciously. You sneak into the external world unconsciously, and at one point you find yourself completely lost. And when you're lost, you don't find the way back, the way back home. So then you are in a fix. Now, what to do, whether I should go there or not go there? So here, before coming into what Ashtavakra has said, let us talk about Lord Krishna, how he had seen this attachment and how he talks about managing it. Now, attachment means we are getting attached to objects. Now, how can we detach ourselves? We can deny those objects from, we can deny those objects. We can deny the existence of these objects. We can just defy them, and that is how we can attain attachment, non-attachment. But it does not work that way. In the physical plane, you can detach something. You can deny something. You can separate yourself from something. Like, you like to, you like ice cream very much, and you are attached to ice cream. So when somebody talks about detachment, what you do is you just keep yourself separate from the ice cream. But that is not detachment is all about. Detachment means you can have a ice cream, but you will not feel the attachment with that. It will not be compulsory. So in that case, Lord Krishna at one point in the second chapter, he said that uh, Vishaya vinirvartante niraharasya dehina rasavarjam rasapyasya param drashtva nivartate. Now he says that, when you talk about unattachment, because that is what he was saying in the earlier verse. He was saying, Yada sangrayate chayam kurmanga niva sarvasha indriyani indriyarthebha tasya pragya pratishtita. This is what he was saying. That when, a tortoise, when a tortoise is attacked, what does it do is, he just withdraws himself from this world external into the shell and stays there till he is assured that the external attack, is gone. Till that point, till that time, he rests within the shell. And once, he is assured that there is no more, attack, or no more possibility of any attack, then he comes out. So here, what is happening is the tortoise is, you know, is uh, is retreating from the object. Is retreating from the object. Okay, and he is going into a protective shell. Now, what should we do? Should we also retreat from all the external objects which possesses a threat of attachment? So if you see the world in that way, you will end up closing, staying, you will end up in a dark room, a soundproof room, where there will be no light, where there will be no vision, nothing to see, not even your own face. Because if this is what attachment is all about, then you can be attached with your own face also. So you cannot see your face also. And it will be a dark room, there will be no sound. So, this is not life. This is not liberation. That you retreat yourself from everything and just retire into a cave. No. Liberation means you will stay in this world. You will stay in the midst of all temptations, but you will not feel any temptation. You will stay in the midst of those objects by which we are all attached. But even by staying within them and using them in our day-to-day life, we will not be attached to that. That is what we need. So Krishna says that, just retreating yourself from the objects and separating yourself from the objects is not, advisable. It is not a wise decision. It's not a decision at all. So you may, Krishna says, you may retreat yourself from each and every object which poses a threat to your spiritual life, spiritual well-being, spiritual growth. Okay, you can separate yourself, but what you are doing is you are separating your senses with those objects. You will not see, you will not eat, you will not touch, you will not smell, you will not hear it, but your mind will think about it. So you might not have any external attachment. You might not have any external attachment, which is the weakest of all attachments. You will have this internal attachment, which is the most important and most difficult to get rid of. Is the strongest. This internal attachment, the attachment which causes in the mental level. That is the attachment which we are all scared of. And that is the attachment which really matters. The external attachment is not an attachment at all. The internal attachment is an attachment. So Krishna says that though you can retreat, you can separate yourself from the external objects, but your mind is going to be attached. Your mind is going to be attached. And because your mind is going to be attached, there is no way that you can get rid of your attachment. Now what to do? You know, now what to do? Then he said, then he said that you need to be always be aware of this fact. You need to be always aware of this fact and dedicate, and dedicate and submit, surrender itself to the Lord, to the Lord. So you can do one thing, if you have this Lord in your heart, so you can do each and every action that you need to do and dedicate all your actions to the Lord. Tasmadasya Mahabaho Nigrihani Sarvasha Indriyani Indriyatebhyas Tasya Pragya Pratishtita. You need to, control all your senses. You need to control all your senses, because till your senses are your senses are not separate from the objects. Now here senses means not only the senses and the mind as well, because mind also is a sense. So till the mind and the senses are separate from the objects, you are not free. You are not liberated. So what you need to do is you have to do everything. You have to do all the actions that you need to do, but at the same time, you need to dedicate your mind. You need to dedicate your mind. You need to dedicate your intellect, your ego, your senses to the Lord. You are doing everything for the Lord, not for yourself, not to fulfill your needs, not to fulfill your desires. But here you are to do an assignment. You are here to do an assignment. You are a project manager. You are managing a project, the project of the universe, the project of prakriti, of the nature. You are just an agent which is doing who is doing his own part, and after that part is complete, you will depart. Yes, you are here to play a part, and when that part is finished, you are going to depart. You cannot stay. So you need to be always be aware about this, that I am here for to play my part. That's all. To do my job, and once the job is completed, I need to go back to my own abode. Yadgatva na nivaratante tadhama paramam mama. My abode is that place where I go and I don't come back. Wherever we go, we always come back. We always come back. But there is a place where we will go one day and we will not come back. That is our real home. That is our eternal home. Because we have not known about that eternal home. That is why we keep we keep perceiving that whatever we see in front of us is our real home, because we have not found the real person who is always traveling with me for eternity. We keep imagining people we meet in our day-to-day life, in our life, as that person who has been traveling with us forever, and get attached. But the fact is that everybody in this universe has come to fulfill their own needs. Everybody has come to fulfill their own needs. Once the need is complete, is gone. Nobody is your own. Nobody is your own. Whenever you think somebody is your own, somebody belongs to you, you belong to somebody, that is maya. That is delusion. That is ignorance. Katavakanta kaste putra sangsaro yamativa vichitra. We think that we are the son of this person. We are the brother of him or her. We are the sister. We are the friend. We are the wife. We are the husband. We are the son. We are the father. These are all our imaginations. Shankaracharya says that this world is full of amazement. It's a surprise. It's a surprise, it's a joke. Shankara is, here he says, this is joke people do with themselves. When you think somebody else to be yours, he did not belong to you, just before 10 years. You didn't know him or her. He becomes an essential part of your life. And after 10 years, you will find that you don't need to know him anymore. But when, in this middle time, in this middle period, it seems so important. This is delusion. This is delusion. You need to get rid of that delusion. This is attachment. So when you are attached to anything, always try to think that when I was born, when I was a child, what was the most important thing for me? This is how I see the world. Suppose I get attached to something, I start to love something or somebody, and then I don't see that I see that I am not receiving the love that I deserve. And then I have this pain within me. So how do I manage this pain? How do I get rid of this pain? I go to my childhood days and ask myself that when I was a child, what was the most important thing that I needed? When I was a child, I needed a doll, I needed a bat, cricket bat, I needed a ball, I needed a badminton racket. That was the most important thing in my life. I just needed to, get out of my house and play. That was the most important event which I could ever imagine in my life. The friends that I had, if I didn't see them for one day, I thought that I might die. But today I don't see them. I don't hear from them. I don't feel the need of hearing that. They're all dreams now. They're all disappeared into past. They all disappeared into past. And, everything has become faded. Everything has become faded. So, but at that point, that was the most important thing. I could spend hours, crying without those. But today, those does not exist at all. They're faded into darkness. So this one, now, whatever is so important for you, we are all attached to this one, that one, this object, that object. Without that, we cannot live. Without that, we cannot go. This kind of thing. Just from today to the next year, just fast forward yourself to the next year and look back. You will find you don't find any relevance of yourself with those objects which are so important for you now. Most of the things have got lost into darkness, and you don't care about them. You don't care about them. So this is how you need to see the world. Always, you know, judge yourself. Judge yourself. Look at your life. The life is everything. The life is the manifestation of Brahman. Our life is the manifestation. Our life is the manifestation of Brahman. So if we can see our life very carefully, if we can see our life very carefully, we can find all the solutions. But we don't see it. We don't see it. Like in the Bhagavad Gita, it says, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. Everything that you need to know, everything that you need to get rid of, all the all the strength, all the wisdom, all the judgments that you need to that you need to get rid of all the attachments from in this world are there in your life, in front of you. But your eyes are not open. Your eyes are closed. Your eyes are closed. You don't see that. You don't see the entire picture. You want to see only one, only that portion of the picture which you think is important for you at that point. But this is insane. Look at the whole picture. It's before you. It's before you look at the whole picture. You will find where is attachment. Where is the truth? There is nothing. No truth at all. Everything is a game that is being played with us. We are being played, and this person or that person is not to be blamed. This is how the game is going on since eternity. We are all cheated. We are all cheated. We are all being played, and we think that we are playing the game. We are not playing the game. We are being played. Like in India, we say, in cricket, it says the match is fixed. So we are all playing a fixed match. you know, we think that this is the match that we are playing. It's all fixed. It's all fixed. So that is the thing, Janma Mrityu, and that is why in the Bhagavad Gita, at the very beginning of the advice, the beginning of the teachings, at the very beginning of the teachings, Krishna said, Shudra Hridaya Daurbalyam Takta Tishta Parantapa. That is the solution for all the problems in this life. Shudra Hridaya Daurbalyam. Narrow mindedness. Narrow mindedness does not mean, a person who is just focused on his own need. Narrow mindedness means you don't see the full picture. You just see that portion of the picture which you think is important. But that might be the most negligible part of the picture. You are missing the entire, you are missing the most important part. By doing that, by focusing on something which you think is most important, you are actually missing the most important part of life, most important part of your life, most important part of your existence. It might be that you are looking at the most trivial part of your existence. And that is why you are being played. You are being used, misused. You are not being used, you are actually being misused. And that is why Krishna had said to Arjuna, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. By this statement he says, Oh Arjuna, look at each and every aspect of your life, each and every experience of your life. Look at it and find out the faults. You will find out, you will see the faults, you will see the impermanence. You will see the futility in every aspect of your experience. Find out. So to find out what to do, you need to have your eyes open. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. The Upanishad says, Uttishtata Jagrata Prapya Varam Nibodhata. It says, arise, awake. Now just think about it, The Upanishad is saying, arise and then awake. Now, what do? We first of all awake, then we arise, isn't it? First of all, we become awake from our sleep, and then we arise. But the Upanishad is saying, arise and then awake. Uttishtata Jagrata Prapya Varam Nibodhata. Prapya Varam Nibodhata. Till you attain your goal, don't stop. Just keep marching, keep marching. Now, arise. Arise means wherever you are now at this point. Always because of inertia, because of attraction, we tend to just become fixed with that, into that. We tend to become fixed into that. Arise. Just get up from there. When you arise yourself from a given situation, then you will be awake. Then your sleep will be over. Then you will see the things. Till you rise up from a given situation, you will never have this awakening. We are all thinking about awakening. We should have awakening. We should have awakening. How will you have this awakening? The only way is to arise. Rise up. Rise up from the place where you are. This rise up is about all about unattachment, detachment, detachment. So here, you know, Astavakra says that Krita Krite cha dandani kada shantani kasyava. Duty is done or not done. Krita, that is the things that you need to do, and the things you don't need to do. Or dandwani, dwanda. Dwanda means, this apparent, apparently, contemporary or apparently opposite things. There's always this opposing, opposing things. Like, if you see the mind, if you see the mind, you will see that one portion of the mind will say something and the other portion will say just the opposite. And both are the mind. So this dwandan, this pair of, it says the pair of opposites. So it says that, you need to know that when this pair of opposites and when these duties and non-duties, they are going to end, they are going to end, they are going to cease. And for whom? These are whose duty? This is my duty, this is my duty. Who is this person? This person is the ego, it's not yours, it's not you. So the duty that you think is yours is not yours. You don't have any duty. And because you don't have any duty, you actually don't perform any duty. Now, who is performing? The ego is performing. What you are doing without being aware about this, you think this person that is performing the duty is actually me, and you go and get attached with that. Now, detachment does not mean, detachment does not mean to get detached from this external world. Detachment means detachment from this notion of, doership. You are not the doer. This is detachment. This is detachment. That I am not the doer. I am not the moment you can feel this. You can be very, you can be very grounded. You can be very grounded by this fact that I am not the doer. I am not the doer. That is unattachment. That is detachment. That is the actual detachment. And this detachment is going to give you peace. And you will see that you don't have any duties. So it says that when do they cease? They always cease, because you have never performed any duty. You've never performed, so they're always in the state of, you know cessation. You're not the doer. The doer is the ego. The doer is the ego. So they are always, they does not exist. And for whom? It's not for me. The duties are not meant for me. They are meant for the nature. The nature is performing these duties, not me. I think that I am performing. This is my ignorance. This is my ignorance, but it's not me. So, you know, duties done and not done, as well as the pairs of opposite. When do they cease and for whom? Knowing thus, knowing thus means knowing this, that you have never performed any duty. You have never performed any duty. Knowing thus, be desireless. Be desireless. If you have never performed any duties, that means you don't have any duties. That means what? That means you don't have any, crisis. You're always fulfilled. You're always fulfilled. You don't have any crisis. You don't have any fallout. You're always fulfilled. Happy, contented. You have not seen that aspect of your individuality. You have not seen that aspect of your existence. You have only seen this one, which is not true. You have not seen that one, which is the reality. So once you see that, you will know that I don't need to perform any duty. I don't have any duty. And when you come to this, very, very firm, realization that I don't have any duty, you will see you will not have any desire also. You will have no desire. Be desireless and intend on renunciation through complete indifference to the world. So, when you see that you don't have any duty, so that is when you can intend for complete renunciation. And complete renunciation does not mean becoming a monk. Complete renunciation means that renouncing yourself from the fact that I am the doer, I'm the ego, I'm the mind, I'm the body, I'm the senses, I'm the world. The renunciation of this fact that you are the body, that you are the mind, that you are the intellect and ego is the real renunciation. So today we stop here. Uh, we'll continue our journey into detachment in our next session. And on Sunday, we are going to discuss about